This is my summative oral presentation on Frankenstein.
Imagine producing the power of a star here on Earth. Imagine a tiny computer chip allowing someone who is paralyzed to control a cursor using only their thoughts. Or imagine an artificial intelligence system solving biological mysteries that scientists spent decades trying to understand. Some of the greatest scientific breakthroughs of our century all began with a simple question, one that many people believed should never be asked. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, first published in 1818, tells the story of Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who dares to accomplish what no one thought could be possible, creating life. This book still brings up a question for modern science to this day. Does Frankenstein serve as a warning or an homage to modern scientists? Mary Shelley's Frankenstein serves as an homage to modern scientists by celebrating humanity's courageous pursuit of knowledge as the foundation of scientific progress. Shelley develops this idea by celebrating scientific curiosity as one of humanity's greatest strengths. She admires the courage required to challenge accepted limits, and she recognizes that scientific innovation has the power to transform society for the better. Firstly, Shelley celebrates scientific curiosity by presenting the pursuit of knowledge as one of humanity's greatest strengths. Many readers assume Victor Frankenstein is driven by arrogance or desire for power. However, Shelley makes it clear that his motivation is something much more simpler: curiosity. From a young age, Victor is fascinated by the natural world, and that fascination leads him to devote years to studying philosophy, chemistry, and anatomy. His goal is not for fame or wealth, but a deeper understanding of life's greatest mysteries. Victor explains his passion when he says, "It was the secrets of heaven and earth that I desired to learn, and whether it was the outward substance of things or the inner spirit of nature and the mysterious soul of a man that occupied me, still my inquiries were directed to the metaphysical, or in the highest sense, the physical secrets of the world." That is in Shelley 41. This quotation reveals that his ambition originates from a genuine desire to understand the unknown. Rather than portraying curiosity as dangerous, Shelley presents it as the force that drives exploration, innovation, and scientific progress. This desire has motivated generations of scientists to expand humanity's understanding of the world. And even after everything goes wrong, Victor never rejects the desire for the knowledge. Near the end of the novel, he admits, "In a fit of enthusiastic madness, I created a rational creature and was bound towards him to assure, as far as that was in my power, his happiness and well-being." That's in Shelley 182. This quotation is significant because Victor does not describe the act of discovery itself as a mistake. His true failure was abandoning the life that he created. That means Shelley therefore separates scientific curiosity from irresponsible action, suggesting that knowledge itself is not dangerous. What matters is how that knowledge is used. This idea remains just as relevant today. December 2022, scientists at the National Ignition Facility achieved fusion ignition for the first time in history, producing more energy from a fusion reaction than the lasers used to create it. They repeated this achievement in 2023, providing that decades of research had transformed what once seemed impossible into reality. Like Victor Frankenstein and Robert Walton, these researchers were driven by curiosity and the belief that exploring the unknown could benefit humanity. Through both the novel and modern example, Shelley reminds us that scientific progress has always begun with people willing to ask questions that others had no answers. Curiosity is not presented as humanity's weakness, but rather as one of its greatest strengths. Second, Shelley admires the courage and perseverance of scientists who are willing to challenge accepted limits in pursuit of discovery. Curiosity may inspire an idea, but courage is what turns the idea into reality. Throughout Frankenstein, Shelley portrays scientific progress as requiring individuals who are willing to question what others accept as impossible. Victor Frankenstein refuses to believe that life and death are permanent boundaries. Instead, he imagines a future where science can overcome them, declaring this: "Life and death appear to me ideal bounds, which I should first break through and pour a torrent of light into our dark world." That's in Shelley 53. This image of bringing light into a dark world suggests that Victor sees his work as a way to expand human knowledge and improve society. Shelley presents his ambition as bold and visionary rather than selfish or destructive. Shelley even reinforces this idea through Robert Walton, whose determination mirrors Victor's. As he prepares for his expedition to the Arctic, Walton asks, "What can stop the determined heart and resolved will of a man?" That's in Shelley 29. This question reflects his belief that progress depends on people who refuse to accept limits. By giving both Victor and Walton the same determination to explore the unknown, Shelley suggests that courage is an essential quality of every great scientist. This idea continues to resonate today. One modern example is Neuralink, a company developing brain computers interfaces that allow individuals with paralysis to control technology using only their thoughts, implanting a device directly into the human brain, which was once considered impossible, which resulted in certain death for sure. Yet, researchers have continued pursuing the technology despite technical challenge and uncertainty. Just like Victor and Walton, these scientists are willing to question accepted boundaries in the hope of improving human lives. Through the examples, Shelley suggests that every scientific breakthrough begins with someone courageous enough to challenge conventional thinking. Progress is not achieved by those who accept the limits of their time, but by those who have the determination to imagine what lies beyond them. Finally, Shelley recognizes scientific innovation as a force capable of transforming humanity and encourages society to continue exploring unknown despite individual failure. The novel argues that humanity should never stop pursuing scientific discovery. This idea becomes clear near the end of the novel when Victor tells Walton, "I have myself been blasted in these hopes, yet another may succeed." That is in Shelley 183. Even after losing everything, Victor does not reject science or condemn discovery itself. Instead, he accepts that although he failed, someone else may eventually achieve the same goal, more wisely and responsibly than him. Shelley presents scientific progress as something greater than just one individual. Also, early in the novel, Victor reveals the purpose behind his research when he imagines, "Pursuing these reflections, I thought that if I could bestow animation upon lifeless matter, I might in process of time, although I now found it possible, renew life where death had apparently devoted to the body to corruption." That's in Shelley 54. This quote makes it clear that Victor's dream is not about creating monsters. It is about overcoming disease, extending life, and improving the human condition. A modern example of this idea is AlphaFold, an artificial intelligence system developed to predict the three-dimensional structure of proteins. By solving one of biology's greatest challenges, AlphaFold has accelerated research into cancer, Alzheimer's disease, antibiotic resistance, and many rare genetic disorders. Unlike Victor's isolated experiment, AlphaFold has been made freely available to researchers around the world, allowing scientists to collaborate and build upon one another's discoveries for the benefit of society. Through both Victor's vision and AlphaFold's achievements, Shelley reminds that scientific innovation has the power to transform humanity. To conclude, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein serves as an homage to modern scientists by celebrating humanity's courageous pursuit of knowledge as the foundation of scientific progress. Throughout the novel, Shelley shows that curiosity inspires discovery, courage allows people to challenge unaccepted limits, and innovation has the power to improve the human condition. Ultimately, Victor Frankenstein's downfall was not his desire to learn or his ambition to push the boundaries of science, rather the opposite. Shelley reminds us that scientific progress is not something to fear, but rather something to guide. More than 200 years after Frankenstein was published, humanity continues to explore the unknown. Scientists are developing fusion energy, brain-computer interfaces, and artificial intelligence capable of solving problems that once seemed impossible. These breakthroughs exist because people dared to ask questions that no one else dared to ask. Because when curiosity is guided by wisdom and responsibility, scientific progress doesn't create monsters. It creates opportunity.